Your dog has been reading you since the day they arrived. Not your words, not your intentions, not the story you tell yourself about the kind of person you are. The version of you your dog reads is built from something much harder to manage: your body, your rhythms, your consistency, the biological and behavioral data you emit before you have said or done a single thing. And what your dog does with that information, how they use it, what it quietly builds or quietly erodes between you, is more significant than most owners ever stop to consider. These are 5 things your dog has been silently tracking about you every single day. And what they have been doing with what they found is the part that changes everything. What is at number 4 is the one that most changes how people think about the moments they wish they could take back. 1. Your dog knows how stressed you are. Not in the moment, not from reading the tension in your shoulders or the speed of your breathing, but at a chronic baseline level that most owners never think to consider. In 2019, a study published in Scientific Reports, led by Lena Sundman at Linköping University, found something researchers described as remarkable. By measuring cortisol levels in both dogs and their long-term owners across multiple months, the team discovered that dogs and humans in the same household synchronize their chronic stress levels over time. When owner stress was persistently elevated, dog stress was persistently elevated. Not because the dog was responding to individual bad moments, but because they had gradually absorbed the owner's baseline emotional state as a kind of ambient climate. Your internal equilibrium, the chronic level of tension or ease you carry through ordinary life, becomes over time the environment your dog actually lives in. Most owners understand that stress affects their dog in difficult moments. What this research adds is heavier. The cumulative weight of your long-term emotional state shapes the long-term physiological reality of your dog. And that means the most important thing you can do for your dog's well-being has nothing to do with training or food quality or walk duration. It is finding your own steadiness. Because your dog is already living inside it, whether you intended that or not. 2. Your dog tracks every goodbye, not just that you leave, but how you leave. Research on canine separation stress, including work by Rain and Keeling, published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, found a consistent and counterintuitive pattern. The length and emotional intensity of a farewell ritual does not make absence easier on the dog. It makes it harder. A prolonged, emotionally charged goodbye signals that something significant is happening, that your leaving carries special weight, that there is reason to be on alert about what comes next. Dogs whose owners leave with a long, affectionate, emotionally loaded goodbye show higher cortisol during the absence than dogs whose owners leave with a brief, calm, identical routine each time. The kindness you are offering in that moment, the extra time, the specific words, the full emotional goodbye at the door is being registered by your dog's nervous system, not as love but as a stress signal. The fix is not to be cold when you leave. It is to be consistent and brief. A predictable, unremarkable exit tells your dog exactly what they need to hear. Nothing unusual is happening. This is just the part of the day where I am not here yet, and it will end the same way it always does. And if this is already shifting the way you see things, you do automatically hit like and subscribe. We cover what dog behavior actually means, not what we assume it means. What is coming next includes research that rarely reaches people in a format that feels like a real conversation, and once you hear it, one specific kind of mistake becomes very hard to make again. 3. Your dog knows the difference between you being in the room and you being present. Behavioral research on human-directed attention in dogs has found that dogs respond measurably differently to owners who are physically close but mentally elsewhere working, scrolling, watching something compared to owners who are genuinely engaged with them. Dogs whose owners spend significant time at home in a state of physical proximity but cognitive absence show lower rates of voluntary owner approach behavior over time. They stop coming over as often, not because they want the owner less, but because they have learned through accumulated experience that the version of the owner who is looking at a screen does not fully receive them. The practical consequence of this is significant. 10 minutes of genuine attention, real eye contact, unhurried interaction, actual presence does more for the bond than 3 hours of being in the same room while both of you attend to separate things. Your dog is not measuring the time you spend together. They are measuring the times you were actually there, and they are making quiet, gradual adjustments to their behavior based on how often those two things matched. 5 real minutes beats an entire evening of proximity. That is not a metaphor. It is what the behavioral data consistently shows. 4. This is the one. Your dog does not remember what you did. They remember how it felt. Research by Fugaza and colleagues, published in Current Biology, found that dogs possess a form of episodic memory, the ability to encode and recall specific past events. But what distinguishes canine emotional memory from procedural learning is this. Dogs retain the emotional valence of an experience with significantly greater fidelity than the specific content. They do not replay the sequence of events the way a recording would. They hold the emotional register, whether something felt safe or threatening, reassuring or alarming, whether the encounter ended in resolution or left something unresolved between you. And here is what that means in the moments most owners are least prepared for. The time you raised your voice. The training session that ended in frustration. The moment you were short with your dog because something completely unrelated had gone wrong. You moved on. The specific moment passed. But the emotional tone of how it ended, whether it came back to something calm, whether you returned to them afterward, that is what gets filed. Your dog is not keeping score of your difficult moments, but they are keeping a register of how those moments typically resolve. Make sure your hard interactions end well, even when the middle was bad, because the ending is what stays. 5. Your dog is watching how you treat everyone else. When someone arrives at your door, your dog looks at them, but they also look at you. They are running 2 parallel assessments simultaneously, the direct sensory read of the person in front of them and the social referencing read of your response to that same person. Research on emotional referencing in dogs has consistently found that owner reaction to a third party directly and measurably shapes the dog's own behavioral response toward that person. If your body is open and relaxed, your dog calibrates toward ease. If something in your posture carries wariness, they file that. And this goes further than individual greeting moments. Dogs who are regularly present for their owner's interactions with others begin constructing a model of the social world, using what they observe, who the owner receives easily, how conflict is handled in their presence, what safety and danger look like in the humans around them. Your behavior with the people who move through your shared space is teaching your dog what kind of place the world is. You are not just their owner, you are their primary source of information about how things work out here. Make sure you are showing them a version worth trusting. If you watch this and recognized your dog in any of it, in the way they absorb your stress, in what they remember, in the world they have quietly assembled by watching you, that recognition is not projection. It is the result of years of reading you, one observation at a time. Your dog did not form their picture of you from a single moment. They built it out of thousands of ordinary ones. Every time you were steady, every time you came back, every time the ending was better than the middle. If this gave you a new way of seeing what you bring into that relationship, subscribe. This channel exists for exactly this. And your dog has been paying attention the whole time.